And I encourage you to take the Word of God and share it. It's not so much that it's this vessel being used of God to declare it, but really the power of God that is available to us from the Word of God that can transform our lives. So we're back in Proverbs chapter 6. I'm going to go ahead and read about the naughty person because it's in the context of what we talked about yesterday. And so verse 12 says, "A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers." In other words, there's nonverbal communication that is geared towards evil. Frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. So God is teaching us here really a continuation of the person who is considered naughty. Now, we looked at yesterday that this person is really a person who's just off track. He is off the path of wisdom, and he has taken steps down the path of destruction. This naughty person really is a pot stirrer. They just want to stir up conflict. They just want to pit people against people. But ultimately, this is a person who undermines the credibility of authority. And they do it much like the devil, and that is that they have leading questions, that they just want to ask a question that might spark a little doubt. And then once they find that there's a little doubt, then they plug in deceptive words and thoughts and declarations and sometimes just flat out untruths, like the devil did in Genesis chapter 3. And so, but ultimately, their path leads to destruction. And the sad thing is as they are destroying people with their words, they don't even know, but one day God says, "I'm going to suddenly come." That's what verse 15 is all about. Their destruction is going to come, and they're not going to be able to stop it. And what a sad thing for anyone to choose to do. What a sad path for people to choose to walk down. And we all know that we can become incredibly cynical and critical and complaining with our lips, and it can almost become completely habit forming. Well, God comes and he now is going to reveal the very heart. In other words, these people are not this way by accident. They're really this way on purpose. This is really who they are. And God says, "I hate it." He doesn't hate them. He loves them. But he hates this type of behavior. And so that's when he begins to teach us about it. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. These are the behaviors of a person that is on this path to sudden destruction. And God says, "I hate that behavior." Well, I don't know about you, but there would be nothing more trembling to me than to know I was doing something God hated. And so he really breaks this down into 3 areas. And one is God says, don't be arrogant. You see, there's real dangers that come when we get a heart filled with pride, because then life becomes all about us. And God is really saying, of all these things, these 6 things, I hate them. But I'll tell you, a proud look is the thing that I hate the most. It is the thing that I just will not tolerate. In fact, God says, I will abase the proud. He gives grace unto the humble, but he will resist the proud. They don't get access to his blessing. They don't get access to his power. If they want to be on their own, he will let them. And we know that there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death. And the most dangerous thing God can ever do for us is let us have our own way, is let us run our own life, because we'll run it right to destruction. Boy, we need God. We really need his help. We need his wisdom. We need his power. And we need his word. And God says, so humble yourself before God, and he'll lift you up. He'll make you what you need to be. He'll make you what he called you to be. He'll empower you to do what he's called you to do. And so we need to walk in humility. And God says a naughty person has arrogance in their heart. They think of only themselves. Everything is about how things affect me, how things have, how people have treated me, what I think, what I don't think. And then he says, and the other is rooted in anger, feet that are swift to shed innocent blood. They're quick to try to remove the people that are in their way. That's why oftentimes authority is the focus of the naughty person, and they have to destroy them. We see it in our media. We see it in the political realm today, where President Trump was surprisingly elected as president, duly elected, and ever since then, people who have hated him, they just try to seek to undermine and discredit and so on and so forth. And yet God is the one that raised him up. God is the one that put him there. And we find that oftentimes in many other arenas as it relates to authority. And the reason why these naughty people attack authority is because they're in their way. They've often been told no, and they're not going to stand for that. And so they're angry. And then the last one is they refuse to be authentic. They speak lies. They sow discord. They gossip. They just tear down. And so really, when we look at this whole text, we find that the naughty person is on a path to destruction, and it's coming, and it's going to come out of nowhere, and they're not going to be able to stop it, because their heart is filled with arrogance. Their heart is filled with anger, and their heart will not be authentic. It is filled with lies. It spreads lies. It creates doubt. It causes conflict, because life for the naughty person is all about them. God said the most dangerous thing for them is they're left to themselves to self-destruct. They'll hurt a lot of people in the process. You and I do not want to be a naughty person. Let's commit ourselves to being a wise person today. May God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow morning.